Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Talk Junkies, where today is going to be a very interesting day, as it is each and every single week here at Talk Junkies. If you're interested in the last podcast, it's been a couple weeks. Shout out to Red Pill Media for making it happen. Michelle Stiles was on the podcast, and she talked about how propaganda has been weaponized just against the world in general, but we kind of specifically go into the United States and how they have it fine-tuned, almost like a dial on a stereo, where they can just kind of ramp up the propaganda whenever they want and just control the people. It's very interesting. It's weird. But if you're interested in that kind of stuff, propaganda and how it's shaped the United States, definitely check out that last podcast I did with Michelle Stiles. She is awesome, amazing, and she was really fun to talk to. Today's going to be very interesting because I had a subscriber or someone who had actually found me through a Howdy Mikowski podcast that we did. And I think it was the inner workings of the Matrix. And Howdy, thank you very much always for coming on the show, man. I know he's about to release his second book to Plato's Cave, or Exiting Plato's Cave. So I'm very excited to have Howdy on for that. But I'm glad that this lady reached out to me, and she is from Poland as well. And I'm very excited to talk to her. Her name is Indi, and she has some very interesting things that we're going to go over here today on the podcast. So we do have a translator. Her name is Magda, and Indi speaks English, but she speaks very good English. But there are going to be times in the podcast where Magda's going to have to come in and kind of translate and help us out. So just be prepared for that. It's going to be a good show. Indi, how you doing? Thanks for joining Talk Junkies.
Magda, może ty przedstawisz mnie?
Okay, so I'm gonna introduce Indi. Indi is a very special person, very special being. Actually, her interest was always with developing herself and to help people. So she started from being a martial art trainer. And many, many years ago already. She started when she was a teenager. And from that time, she used to develop herself in therapy and to helping others. And she has a very special way to get the knowledge and to share it with us. Because she always starts from her insight to feel and recognize the truth. I met her 2 years ago, and from that time, she and her message clarified my consciousness and really took me out from being lost in the mental structures that I was stuck in. And I think it's good to meet her. And yeah, it's a special person.
I write to I write email about go out from Matrix. And this is important in this time because people talking about this, read about this, hear about this, but I am sure that is not all true about this topic. Because this is very, very difficult training to prepare, go out. Because Matrix is not outside. Yes, but we stuck in the Matrix inside us. Outside is only outside reality only represent our inner
So maybe
zapętlenie.
like
Zapętlenie.
Our inner loop being looped in our own projections
and consciousness.
and consciousness.
Mhm.
So when did you, Indi, when did you kind of understand that you were in the matrix? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, when did you find out through your journey in your life that maybe the Gnostics had it right? Or I don't know if you subject that the Gnostics were right, but when did you realize that you were kind of in a matrix?
When I was born, I be a consciousness.
She was consciousness when she was
Yes.
born. Little.
I born with open mind, open consciousness. I remember my childhood, yeah. But when I was teenager, I lost this because of world, because of people, because of school, because of everything, because of hormones, because I just won't be like normal people. And but I remember this moment when I recognized that I am in the prison, something like prison, but beautiful prison. I see drops of rain, not like drops, just it was like a light, beautiful colors, light and energy. I saw true about rain. I had maybe 2 years. I was 2 years old. Yes.
Yeah.
And in this moment, my grandfather called me to home. Call me.
Yeah, called me home. Yeah.
Because it's rainy, because I cannot be wet, and come on, go to home. And in this moment, I remember that I changed my mind because of my grandmother. Zostawiłam. I leave this beautiful view about rain. It was first rain in my life. And my grandmother changed my mind, programmed me that rain is bad. I must go to home and cover and protect when raining, when it's raining. And this time it was the last time when I see true about rain, because I feel like my grandfather. I felt like my grandmother take care about me. I felt like her emotions, and I start be. Chciałam być wtedy jak dobra, kochająca wnuczka, która się zaopiekuje troską mojej babci.
I wanted to be a good girl, a good granddaughter who takes care of her grandmother. Yeah, and I would just add something that this moment was like switching a perception in Indi's mind.
Yes.
So when she was little, she saw the world of energy, the raindrops, like magical. And the moment she was called back home, the perception just was like switched to normal state.
It's very symbolic. Many of people have the same problem.
No, yeah, very, very, yeah. And how old were you when that happened?
2 years, maybe.
2 or 3?
2 years. 2 years.
Like 2 years?
Yes. 1 year after this, I had a first clinical death experience. And NDA, yes. And it also changed me, because I remember everything about this. And when I come back, I start to be more sensitive, but also protect myself. And I built something around me. Then people, I start being normal, like normal people. I cover myself.
So in Poland, is it more of is it like an Eastern type of philosophy when it comes to like consciousness, or is it more of like a Western society where they what they've done to the United States with how that culture is for like consciousness and your outer self? You know what I'm saying? What is kind of Poland geared like? How are they like?
Powiedz, że byłam na przełomie epok, że czasy komuny i czasy współczesne to są dwa różne światy.
Indy was in the middle of two ages, because in the 70s they was like switched. So from that moment, it's more Western understanding and more Western style, I would say. But she was born before, so like she before the times were more open-minded, I would say. Yeah, more deep.
Deep, yes, more deep.
Yeah.
Now people are similar to Western people.
Yeah.
But in our country, we have a strong Christian religion.
Yeah.
Almost every people in Poland is connected with this.
They've adapted the Christianity in Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, goodness. Yeah, so kind of going from that, now that Poland is like more of a Western society, and I don't even know if it matters. Do Eastern cultures maybe have it more right, like with meditation and consciousness, or is it all the same? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to kind of go in a route where we can open up to the matrix, like how you're going to describe it. So is Eastern and Western the same kind of? Sorry.
Może ty powiedz.
I would say that they are not the same. They have something similar, but in my feeling, Eastern is it's closer to what is important in the spiritual practice. And but in both there are some, I would say, traps for all of us. So I think more truth you can find in Eastern, but also we need to be aware, because the metrics made it in the way that the traps are everywhere. So you can find some truth everywhere in Eastern and Western and Christianity and all religions everywhere in all philosophy, but the traps are made everywhere for us. Okay. Metric traps.
Okay. So Indi, do you kind of does Howdy have it right whenever he kind of gets in the beginning stages of like the Cathars and the Gnostics? And are you kind of suggesting that maybe the Gnostics had it right, that this is a reincarnation soul trap, and that we do live in a false realm with a demiurge that kind of oversees, and they are taking our loosh, our energy? Are you kind of saying that Howdy is right in that aspect? And if he is right, how right is Howdy? And if he's wrong, what kind of are the things that he's wrong about?
This is true, but this is only part of true. True is much bigger. But this is important part of this true, because many of people don't interest this part, just live like normal people and doing normal stuff, don't thinking about reality. And this is first step when you start looking around and why so many people suffering? Yes. It is not normal. Where is God? What's happened? Why I don't remember my past incarnation? Why I don't remember myself? Who I am? from where I am. What is goal my life? Dobrze powiedziałam?
Goal of my life. Yeah.
And this is first step. You wake up.
You're waking up.
Waking up. Second is take knowledge from different sources, books, interviews, practice, schools, paths, so on. Gnosis, Cathars, many of philosophies, many of Walt Russell, old tradition, Hopi, Lakota, American, Native Americans, maybe for many of people, helpful will be Południowa America, South America traditions, yes? Working with plants, with elements, with nature. You start changing your mind when you go out from system and do something different. And when you come back to the system, to do your normal life, you start to feel and see much more than earlier. This is second step. You must go and do something with yourself. Just do something, not only speaking. Just you must prepare your body, you must prepare your mind, your consciousness to otwarcia.
To open.
Opening.
Yeah.
And to się nie wydarzy, kiedy siedzisz w domu, tylko to się wydarzy, kiedy to zrobisz.
It won't happen when you are sitting at home. It will happen when you will do something.
Third step is start when your consciousness is bigger, more open, more fresh. You cleaning your programs and start be not live not in nie rutynowo.
Outside your routine.
Yeah.
So just real quick, Indi, you're about to go into some really important things, and I'm sorry. I just think for the listener, if you would just, because what we're talking about is very deep. It's very deep stuff. So if you could just say it in Polish, and then Magda, if you could just translate it, because I think like she would be better if she just said it in Polish, and then just have her translate, because what you're trying to convey, I don't know if you can necessarily do that in English. So I think Magda could help us out a lot here, because this is some deep stuff.
I on pytał, czy to, co mówi Hołdnikowski, jest poprawne, czy tam są jakieś błędy, albo nie są błędy. To, co powiedziałam, że to jest jakby tylko część prawdy i ta prawda, żeby się rozszerzyła, to musi zawierać kilka kroków. Na razie wymieniłam 3.
Coming back to your question, if Howdy is correct or if it's not correct, so it's a part of truth, and the truth has some few parts, and I just said 3 of them.
To są 3 kroki do
3 steps to widen your consciousness.
So once you do those 3 steps, Indi, which I feel like I have too, and I understand, like you go out in nature like you talk about, and then you kind of feel different than when you step inside your house and you have TVs on and your cell phone. Like I get that, and I was born in 1989, and we had like TVs, but we didn't have cell phones yet. And as a kid, I remember just being in nature all the time. So I kind of see where you're saying you can take those steps, but a lot of Americans aren't going to get even close to those 3 steps, you know? So I guess for the people who are awake, Indy, what is kind of like the 4th and 5th steps and 6th steps? Are there those steps?
4. krok to jest wtedy, kiedy już masz rozszerzoną świadomość, bo on nie może być wykonany bez tego.
The 4th step is when your consciousness is already widened, because it won't happen if your consciousness won't be wider.
Wtedy pojawia się połączenie z częścią twoją, która jest w stanie śnienia.
Then the connections happen with your own part, which is within you, and that part of you is in the dreaming state all the time.
So
I to jest możliwe tylko dla ludzi, którzy posiadają tą część, bo nie wszyscy ją posiadają.
And this is possible only for people who has this part, because not all people in the world have it.
and I agree with that. I agree that a lot of people don't, but I feel like if they wanted to do the steps 1 through 3, they could get to steps 4, 5, and 6, you know, if they really tried. But maybe like Howdy says, like, I know it's like dangerous to say that some people, not everyone has a soul, you know, and doesn't mean that they're not human. So I guess what I'm saying is I could understand how some people can't. But Indy, you were in a dream state all the time? You're saying that you can be in a dream state at all, like pretty much all the time?
Yes. Sometimes I have this consciousness in this state all day. Sometimes 2 days. But after this I muszę tutaj wylądować, żeby ułożyć sobie życie.
I have to land here to like figure out my life here.
The material world.
Masz 3 stany świadomości.
You have 3 states of consciousness.
Pierwszy stan świadomości to jest ten, który tutaj rozmawia, jest logiczny i uporządkowany.
The first one is the one who's sitting here, talking, and it's logical
I racjonalny.
and rational.
Drugi stan jest całkowicie niedostępny dla tego pierwszego stanu.
The second state is completely unavailable for the first state.
Chyba że odbędzie się właściwy trening, który trwa wiele lat.
It can be possible when you will be practice for many years, training yourself.
Czasami wydarza się to spontanicznie, ale na krótką chwilę.
Sometimes it happens spontaneous, but just for a moment.
I ten drugi stan świadomości to jest ten, który ciągle przebywa w stanie śnienia.
And that second state is the state when it's constantly in dreaming state.
I nie przypadkiem śpimy tak długo. To jest połowa naszego życia.
And it's not a coincidence that we sleep that long in our life.
It is half our lives.
Half of our lives.
Yes. Wtedy nasza świadomość jest całkowicie w stanie drugim.
Then our consciousness is completely in the second state.
A trzeci stan świadomości jest wynikiem praktyki, która łączy te 2 stany.
And the third state is
Wynikiem. Jest wynikiem.
when it happens when you connect, when you do the training and connect the first and the second state.
I to jest stan świadomości, który pozwala ci wyjść z Matrixa.
And this state of consciousness allows you to leave the matrix. So we need to combine the first state, which is rational, and the second state, which is dreaming state.
So, Indy, why would
I'm sorry, this is very short definition, this no, this way, this path.
okay? So, does the Matrix the Matrix allows us to leave if we want, if we can learn these steps?
Matrix nie jest świadomą strukturą.
Matrix is not a conscious structure.
To nie jest ktoś lub coś, co coś chce albo nie chce.
It's not someone or something that wants something.
Po prostu jest maszynowy.
It is mechanical.
I jeśli potrafisz operować tą maszyną,
And if you can operate this machine,
lub znasz jej strukturę, lub strukturę, w której ona jest umieszczona,
or you know her its structure or the structure that she's put in,
to wtedy możesz być nadrzędny ponad tą maszyną.
then you can be above this machine,
Higher
higher.
than this.
The divine spark.
Mhm.
Not only. This is still your consciousness. This is not so mystical like we thinking. This is still your consciousness, but here you don't have a connection with this part. This part is very smart. You are very smart, very brilliant, intelligent, powerful, but you don't know nothing about this because you are not connected with this part of you. The same situation we have when people are not connected with subconsciousness and nieuświadomione aspekty, nie wiem jak to powiedzieć po angielsku.
Yeah, and not consciousness aspects of ourselves. So the aspects that we are not conscious about, but they are, and they can sometimes even make decisions through us.
Last few years, I worked with people, many of people who had a unconsciousness aspects, and these aspects are very strong and do many of things in life. These people, and these people are not happy and still cannot understand why so many bad things it happen in his lives, their lives. Yeah.
So are we supposed to be connected with the Matrix? And there's someone who like for example, Western culture has taken us away from the Matrix. Like you know what I'm saying? Like taking us away from what our consciousness is supposed to really do and be a part of. Does the Matrix want us to be one with it?
Przetłumacz mi to proszę, żebym dobrze zrozumiała.
Czy zachodnia kultura odebrała nam, jakby odsunęła nas od Matrixa i tej wiedzy, co potrafi zrobić nasza świadomość?
To nie chodzi o to, że to jest zachodnia kultura. To jest właśnie Matrix.
It's not about it is a Western culture. The way that we think it's the Matrix already.
This is matrix in your mind. And because of this, you're thinking like this and doing like this. This is programming your mind. Normal part of your mind and lower part of your mind. This is basic.
But
you have a basic inside you.
What does the Matrix want from us, though? Why are we here in a physical form? What does the Matrix want?
Matrix nie jest, jeszcze raz trzeba powtórzyć, że to Matrix niczego nie chce.
The Matrix doesn't want anything.
Nie możemy tego personifikować.
We cannot personificate this. It's not a person, it's not a thing, it's like a structure.
It's a machine, like
machine.
So why would the machine make us, though, is what I'm saying? Like, why would it create this if it didn't want something?
Ona została, Matrix jest używany.
The Matrix is used
Przez istoty, które czegoś chcą.
by entities who want something.
But some matrix jest po prostu jest.
But the matrix just it is. How it
Exist.
is. It exists.
A ty, jako świadomość, możesz w nim być lub nie.
And you as a consciousness, you can be in or
Not.
out or not.
Ale żeby mieć ten wybór, musisz siebie tutaj przebudzić.
But to have this choice, you need to awaken yourself here
Kiedy żyjesz.
while you are alive.
Ponieważ kiedy nie żyjesz, masz o wiele mniejsze możliwości.
Because when you are not alive, you have really less chances.
That's deep. That's very deep. So if you do awaken, what are you suggesting? That you stay alive?
Jeszcze raz przetłumacz.
Kiedy jesteś przebudzony, co sugerujesz? Żeby zostać żywym jak najdłużej?
Jak najdłużej, tak, ale nie mogę powiedzieć, że jestem przebudzona, to po pierwsze.
First, I cannot say that I'm awakened.
Gdybym była przebudzona, byłabym w trzecim stanie świadomości.
If I would be awakened, I would be in the third consciousness state.
Więc nie byłoby mnie tutaj.
So I wouldn't be here.
Ale
So
na razie jestem z własnej woli.
But for now, I'm here because of my free will to be here.
W 2022 roku, w listopadzie, wyszłam całkowicie z Matrixa.
In 2022, I went outside of the matrix completely.
I również świadomie tu powróciłam.
And also consciously, I came back here.
Ze względu na część mojej świadomości, która ma formę bodhisattwy.
Because for the one part of me which has a form of bodhisattva.
I, I ta część ma zapotrzebowanie, żeby pomóc innym istotom.
And that part is in need to help other people.
I ja ciągle toczę wewnętrzną potyczkę pomiędzy moimi świadomościami. Jedna z nich uważa, że to jest niepotrzebne, a druga bardzo chce pomagać innym.
And I'm constantly in a battle with with parts of my consciousness, which one of them wants to help people, and the other says that
Not necessary,
it's not necessary,
not important.
like it's time
not that much.
like it's time to go type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you
I zdecydowanie należy żyć, aby osiągnąć stan przebudzenia. Jak najdłużej, jak najlepiej.
And definitely, it's good to stay alive as long as possible and to live as good as possible to live the matrix.
Okay, so Indy, sorry, there was a lot that was said there. You have been outside of the matrix, okay? Was this in a dream state or was this in a conscious state where you were like meditating?
Ani to, ani to.
None of that.
To było moje połączenie, moja praktyka, która połączyła dwa stany świadomości.
It was my practice, my own practice, where I connected that two states.
First and second state of consciousness.
First, yeah.
And when it happened, you are in the third state of consciousness and you can go out.
What does it look like?
Your consciousness go through special place in you, not outside, in you, deep inside you. And this consciousness just go out from this. I cannot explain this because you need a very, very powerful practice of deep meditation. But this is not only meditation. You must doing something with your consciousness. And I try to learn people and I prepare a special school for this. But this is very, very advanced knowledge. I cannot tell you what you should to do to żeby otrzymać ten stan, żeby osiągnąć ten
To
stan.
receive this state.
Yeah, you have to want to do it. I understand. I get that, and I'm all for it. But the Matrix throws so many things at you, like family and problems and the addictive things in the Matrix. You know, like consuming food, narcotics, drugs, alcohol. Like it gives you so many avenues to make your consciousness not see the Matrix.
Yeah. Dlatego to jest ścieżka, ją nazywamy ścieżką wojownika.
That's why we called this path a path of the warrior.
Ponieważ tylko wojownik jest w stanie zmierzyć się z tymi wszystkimi rzeczami, o których powiedziałaś.
Because only a warrior can face all the things that you mentioned.
To nie jest ścieżka dla każdego,
It's not a path for everyone,
ale mówimy o niej wielu ze względu na to, że przyjdzie czas, w którym część jeszcze zdąży to wykonać.
but we tell about this path to many because there will be a time that many
Zdąży.
will follow.
Sorry, I'm going to go back just one minute. If you say the Matrix doesn't want anything, and it's just a machine that doesn't want anything, then why would it give us choices?
To nie jest wybór.
It's not a choice.
So like just existing isn't a choice, like decisions that if I wanted to get up right now and go eat at a restaurant, or if I wanted to go to the ocean and go swimming, like that's a choice, or that's not a choice? Sorry.
This is a choice. But be in the matrix or not to be in the matrix, this is not a choice. This is a umiejętność.
Ability.
So our strong conscious that you talk about, Indy, made its way into the Matrix.
Przetłumacz?
Że nasza ta silna świadomość spowodowała, że jesteśmy w tym Matrixie.
To, że jesteśmy w Matrixie, jest wypadkową wielu wydarzeń.
We are in the Matrix because many various accidents and many things that brought us here. It's not just one.
To jest jakby inna opowieść o przeszłości, o przyczynach.
It's a different story about the past, about the reasons. It's a different story.
Inną opowieścią jest to, że są możliwości, aby nie było cię w Matrixie.
And another story is that there are possibilities for you to not be in the Matrix.
Bo masz tylko jedno życie i określoną ilość czasu.
Because you have only one life and specific time in the Matrix.
I jeśli przeznaczysz go na badanie historii i przyczyn, to może ci nie wystarczyć czasu na to, żeby zmienić siebie, aby wyjść z Matrixa.
And if you will spend this time for history and reasons, you will maybe not have enough time to prepare yourself to go out.
This is a choice.
This is a choice.
So if you were to leave, Indy, like if you say you can leave, when you leave, you will no longer exist.
Przetłumacz.
Że mówisz, że potrafisz wyjść z Matrixa i że jeżeli wyjdziesz, to nie będziesz już więcej istnieć.
Docelowo jest to właśnie takie rozwiązanie, nie będę istnieć w Matrixie.
I won't exist inside the Matrix.
I docelowo jest taka możliwość.
And it is, it's possible.
Yes. Possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
A będę istnieć całkowicie w innym stanie.
And I will exist in a completely different state.
Something
Ja
that
nie istnieję wtedy.
something that we can't comprehend. And is it? It almost is. It seems like maybe it's a test, but sorry. There's just so many questions, and I hate for those of you that are listening and watching the podcast. there's a lot of things that I want to ask, and I just feel like I'm jumping around, but I'm going to get back to it. But sorry.
But I like your mind because you're curious. I like this.
Okay.
This is very important.
I guess, sorry, I'm trying to think of like a way to put it, but so if the Matrix, I guess it's always existed, it's always been there. So I'm not necessarily curious in how it became or why.
Not always.
What's that?
Not always.
It's not always existed?
No.
So, okay, that
It's
leads me.
only part of maybe timeline, maybe something like this. This is only part of this situation when Matrix exists here. But here exists, yes.
Okay, so I guess what I'm curious about is why, and I guess it's not like why would the Matrix create us? I guess why do we even exist in the Matrix in the first place?
Przykład.
Dlaczego w ogóle istniejemy w Matrixie?
I to jest znowu ta ścieżka pierwsza, poszukiwania przyczyn.
And this is the first path to searching for reasons.
I w tym dobry jest Howdy i inni.
And Howdy is good in it.
Ja też mam swoją wiedzę, ale wolę ten czas przeznaczyć na tą drugą część.
And I also have my knowledge, but I prefer to spend my time for the second part, preparing myself.
With you, especially with you.
Okay. So does it end? So, okay. So once you exit the Matrix and then you go to the next state or the next part of your being, do you know what that part is, or is that something, or is that a test to figure that out?
Jeszcze, żebym była pewna, to przetłumacz.
Jeżeli wyjdziesz z Matrixa, to czy to oznacza, przejdziesz do tego drugiego stanu, następnego stanu świadomości, czy to jest kolejny test?
Nie. Żeby wyjść z Matrixa, nie być tutaj, muszę mieć trzeci stan świadomości. Drugi nie wystarczy.
To leave the Matrix, I need to have a third state of consciousness. Otherwise, I won't leave.
Second state is not enough.
Second state is not enough.
But do you know, once let's say you reach third level consciousness, do you know where you're going to go? Do you know what that place is or what it's like?
No. I don't know because I am still in the Matrix.
So the Matrix.
I still don't have this third state of consciousness because this total different state, you are total different consciousness and you know much more. And now I cannot read this because jeśli chciałabym się dostać do trzeciego stanu i go poznać, jego wolę, jego ukierunkowanie, to musiałabym w nim być. A wtedy by mnie tu nie było.
If I would like to explore the third state of consciousness and to really understand what's there, I would suppose to be there and to not exist here.
Yeah. I odłożyłam to na później, pomimo że miałam już te doświadczenia.
And I left it for later, even though I already had this experience.
Ponieważ gdybym dochodziła tam za szybko, to bym musiała zostawić tą rzeczywistość i ludzi, na których mi zależy.
Because if I would go there, I'm supposed to leave this reality and the people that I care for.
Okay, which is hard to do, right? Building, like, Magda, you're really, I'm sure, important in her life, so it's hard to leave people that you love. But sorry, I'm curious. So the Matrix doesn't care about us, and it doesn't care what we do. It's just a machine that is here. Does it offer clues, or does it share information on what that third level is, Indi? Like, you say you don't know what it is, but once you go there, you'll figure it out. I guess what I'm asking, does the Matrix offer clues what that is?
Clues, co znaczy?
Czy Matrix oferuje jakieś wnioski, co to w ogóle jest? Czy co tam jest właśnie po tamtej stronie? No.
Matrix don't know nothing about this state. because exist in different part of reality and cannot connect with this part where is third state of your consciousness. It's not possible.
Okay.
Even have information because like AI have many of information from different culture, earlier cycles and civilization. This is only an information and this is hidden and cover and you cannot understand everything clearly because this is hidden and matrix don't give you this like just like this, but AI try to understand this state because AI know that many of people try to go out and be in this unusually state of consciousness, and AI want know much more about this and observe many of people who practice prepare to this. Okay, do you understand?
Yeah.
And Matrix tak, Matrix ma informacje różne, one są ukryte podsumowując i uczy się też od nas, jeśli przekazujemy je oficjalnie.
Okay, so Matrix has informations. AA has informations about it. It's all covered for us. And the third?
To już było powiedziane i chodzi o to, że po prostu uczy się od nas.
And it learns from us.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, I'm going to go back one more time. Who created consciousness?
Nie można powiedzieć, że coś stworzyło świadomość, ponieważ ona po prostu jest.
You cannot say that something created a consciousness because the consciousness just exists. It is.
Okay. And I know that's a really tough question that I don't know if we'll ever have the answer to. But I think that's the biggest question, don't you, Indy?
Więc świadomość jest, natomiast różne stany świadomości zostały stworzone.
So the consciousness is, but the different states of consciousness were created.
So
Ten pierwszy stan, o którym my rozmawiamy, został stworzony w Matrixie.
The first state that we are talking about, the logical and rational, was created in the Matrix.
I on jest całkowicie zintegrowany z Matrixem.
And it's completely integrated with the Matrix.
A także jest używany przez istoty, które używają Matrix.
And also is used by the entities who are using the Matrix.
Na przykład archontów.
For example, archons.
Okay. Have you ever, whenever you left the Matrix, did you see anyone else? There are other consciousnesses there, other people that have made their way into that second state of the second level?
No, taka ciekawa rzecz, która się wtedy wydarzyła, to było to, że poznałam i doznałam połączenia z istotami, które również spontanicznie wyszły z Matrixa.
That was interesting what happened then, that I recognized and experienced few other consciousness of people who also accidentally left Matrix. Spontaneously left the Matrix.
I nie było ich wielu.
There was many.
Jeden z nich na pewno jest rdzennym Amerykaninem.
One of them for sure is a Native American.
I kilku innych było, ale każdy z nich miał formę depresji.
And there was also few more of them, and each of them has a form of depression.
I niemożliwość zrozumienia, czego doświadczyli i co mają z tym zrobić.
And they couldn't understand what they experienced and what to do with it.
Natomiast kiedy opuścisz już i doznasz tego stanu,
But when you leave it and experience this state,
całkowicie zmienia się wszystko w tobie.
Everything changes inside you completely.
I pierwszym etapem jest głęboka depresja.
And the first state is deep depression.
Ponieważ No, ja nawet nie potrafię podać przyczyn.
because I even cannot give you reasons.
To jest organiczne,
It's organic
ponieważ po prostu się dusisz z powrotem w tym, w czym nie chcesz być.
because you are suffocating again in something inside something that you don't want to be in.
I kiedy rozglądasz się dookoła, widzisz, że wszyscy są uduszeni, a nie wiedzą o tym.
And when you look around, you see everyone is suffocating, but they don't know why.
I nie wiedzą w ogóle o tym.
And they don't know about it completely.
I nie masz pojęcia, co mógłbyś zrobić, żeby zmienić tą sytuację.
And you have no idea what to do to change this situation.
Ponieważ, żeby ktokolwiek doznał tego stanu, to musi naprawdę wykonać taką pracę, której się po prostu ludzie nie podejmą.
Because to achieve this state, you have to do so much work and practice that most of people won't do.
Yeah, there was one time where, I've dabbled, I've played with meditation and I see the significance of it, and have been a few times where it has made me uncomfortable. And I don't know why, because I think that maybe I'm scared of what the Matrix is, I guess, or like for me, I guess in that moment, it almost feels like very evil. And or maybe it's just because I don't understand it.
Mhm. No, w razie czego przetłumaczę.
Także doświadczyłem w czasie medytowania kilka razy takich momentów, w których poczułem się, były to wyjątkowe momenty, ale poczułem się niekomfortowo. I zastanawiałem się wtedy, czy boję się tego, czego doświadczam,
Mhm.
czy to było coś złego. Mm,
Przyczyny mogą być różne, ponieważ mogłeś się spotkać z pewnymi częstotliwościami, które również są niebezpieczne.
And there can be like many reasons because you could just meet some frequencies that are actually dangerous
Jeśli nie jesteś do tego przygotowany i przeszkolony.
if you are not ready and trained for it.
I twoja część śniąca
And your dreaming part
mogła w ten sposób cię chronić przed praktyką, do której byłeś jeszcze nieprzygotowany.
could protect you from the practice that you are not ready yet.
Dając ci to odczucie, abyś dalej nie eksplorował tego.
To give you this feeling to not explore it anymore
Dopóki
until
nie
you're
jesteś
ready.
gotowy. Mhm.
Okay. So you did mention the archons a little bit. So who are they and what is their purpose?
Jeszcze nie wiemy dokładnie, czym oni są. Ja mam tylko swoje własne obserwacje, którymi się jeszcze nie dzielę.
We don't actually know who are they, completely don't know. But I have my own research and a view of them, but I won't share it yet.
Okay. And
Ale na pewno przenikają do świadomości ludzi.
But for sure they are, I would say, sneaking in people's consciousness.
I są związane również częściowo z tymi nieuświadomionymi aspektami, o których
And
mówię.
they are partly connected with that unconsciousness parts of people's consciousness.
Using your dark part of you, your consciousness, a subconsciousness, using this, and maybe create something through this in this world.
okay. Yeah, I don't. Sorry, it's a lot to unpack for what I'm just trying to think of other good questions because, oh man, I don't know.
Maybe I say something about prepare to changing life and.
I mean, I'm down with that, but like, I don't even know if people like. There's so many people that aren't. And I know you want to reach out to the people who are ready because that community is getting bigger. For people who want to exit the matrix. And when you talk about it, I know, like, I'm just going to say it. People might think it sounds like it's a cult or it's very Like they're, you know what I'm saying? They're not suggesting suicide or something like that, but that's what kind of people would think about, you know what I'm saying? Like who aren't ready for this type of information.
A przetłumaczę jeszcze tak profilaktycznie?
Że zastanawiam się, że z tym spotkaniem, odpowiedziami chcielibyśmy dotrzeć do osób, które są gotowe na wyjście z Matrixa, ale wiele osób tego nie jest jeszcze w stanie pojąć i dla takiego przeciętnego Amerykanina to może nawet brzmieć jak kult i nawoływanie do nawet samobójstwa, tak? Czyli nieistnienia tutaj.
Okay, maybe I tell more about history or basic this knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you hear about Toltec knowledge?
No.
Toltec. No. This is very, very old tradition. Carlos Castaneda. Also, do you hear about Carlos Castaneda books?
I've not read them, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, this is a Toltec knowledge. Not only law knowledge, this is Toltec training. Okay. And I also use this path because I am connect with this path, and this knowledge prepare people to go out from Matrix. This path, and this is very, 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 very old tradition. But because of many of resets, part of this knowledge start to be
suppressed.
Yeah, and I would say confused.
Przebudowana i
rebuilt. Yeah, it was like rebuilt and not clear anymore. Yeah, there's like contamination.
Yeah.
From
Niektórzy Toltekowie praktykowali to w celu uzyskania korzyści dla siebie.
Some of the Toltecs were using it to get advantages from themselves, for themselves.
Yeah, power. Yeah.
Because when you have this knowledge, you can do many of things. And because of this, I don't teach.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't teach people who are not prepared in moral spine. Okay, if you want to be my students, you must be clear. And because of this, it's not too many people can learn about this. Because first step is preparing. And this preparing is very, very good for many of people. Because when you start preparing to deeper knowledge, maybe you needed 5 years, maybe 2 years, maybe 10 years. It doesn't matter. This preparing change you very, very deep. Change your life, change your mind, change your health, change your everything.
So, Indi,
and
what would happen?
This is for everybody.
But what would happen if everyone did it? What happens if everyone is ready and everyone does it?
Every people?
Everyone. What would happen?
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
And then in this time, when it's happened, world start be beautiful. Beautiful, health, nice place.
So you don't, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but like the Christian God does not exist. The Bible
exists, but this is a part of Matrix.
Is part of the Matrix.
Yes.
So why would the Matrix create the Christian Bible or God or?
Matrix create everything what is needed to control your mind.
But I thought the Matrix didn't want doesn't care.
Yeah, but this is a machine. Machine is very, very intelligent machine. And when need control something, use something, create something, many of part of matrix and structures of matrix, egregores, was created through different beings to use your power, to use you to take a lush, to do many of things. Yes,
So
because this part of universe, Earth, is very good place to take off energy, to take off zasoby,
Resources.
resources, doing experiment, doing hybridization, prepare to something, and so on. Many of things it's happened here. Not only matrix working here, also different beings outside. Okay, part of universe, not only from matrix, but use the matrix to do like sources, like jak tolteccy czarownicy używali również matrix.
Like Toltec sorcerers to use matrix, to use the power soul.
So when you left the Matrix, would you technically be available to talk to those people who came from other places into the Matrix?
Dobrze, Tomasz?
Czy wychodząc z Matrixa mogłabyś rozmawiać z innymi people or entities?
Yeah, either or. Like she said, other people can come into the Matrix too. And I would take that as they come from a different place.
Yeah, but these people was
or entity.
Ci ludzie byli w stanie, który uniemożliwiał komunikację taką, jaką my znamy.
They were in the state that the communication that we know was not available for them.
A z kolei istoty, które są poza wewnętrznym matrixem, bo tak trzeba to nazwać, ja z nimi się mogłam komunikować.
But the entities who are outside of the inner matrix, because this is how we should call it, it's an inner matrix that we are in, right? I could communicate with them.
Okay. So Indi, just real quick, I like to do like 1 hour. I don't like to do too much because I just don't want to lose people. Granted, this is fascinating stuff. I would love to do like at least another podcast or 2 more podcasts if you have time.
Yes. I am interesting because I want to give this knowledge to another people, not only fighters from Poland, but also maybe American people.
For sure, but I feel like this was just like you and I getting to know each other, a good feel for Magda and how we all communicate, and I think we can get the message across better, definitely with just a couple more podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah, and sorry, I would be okay to do like another hour, but I do have to get my kids from school.
Yeah, of course.
They are very deep. They're very deep into the Matrix right now. So,
maybe next time we give you, because Magda know these steps, we give you knowledge about preparing to this deeper knowledge. Yes, how you must change your life, what you need a change to prepare to deeper knowledge about go out from Matrix.
So, and I guess we can end it on that. Do you kind of believe like kind of what the Cathars did with no like reproducing, no like, no intercourse, don't eat any living organisms? I think that's what Howdy said the Cathars believed on how to exit the Matrix. Basically, don't you know what I'm, does that make sense? Sorry.
Przetłumaczmy jeszcze?
Czy uważasz, że Katarzy mieli rację?
A w czym? No.
Sorry, Magda, I think just ask her, does she believe, is it the Cathars' way of exiting the Matrix? Is that the right way, or is that just a way?
Is the Catars... Katara?
Katarzy.
Katarzy. Czy to jest dobra droga wychodzenia, czy nie?
Nie ma jednej drogi.
There is no one way, one good way.
There's many of things which you can do with yourself, and you can use many of ways to doing this. But this is very simply. Preparing is very simply for everybody. This is not a way, one way. This is just simple points which you can use to change your life. This first step is very, very simple. But here is your addictions. Okay?
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think we should leave it there, Indi and Magda.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys, and I'll reach out to you via email here shortly, and we can pick. We can do next Tuesday again if you want,
Yeah.
or just whenever you have time and she has time. I mean, Tuesdays work perfect for me.
Yes,
Yeah.
for me also.
Works well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's very lovely to put a face, Indi, to see you, because I can't imagine what you look like through letters, but it's a pleasure to have met both of you today.
For us also.
Yeah. Very
Okay.
nice. Thank you.
Do you have any way of people finding you or your work?
Magda prepare English part of my work. She start. This is locals, and maybe it will be good to share people with this. But this we start.
We just started, so yeah, I'm preparing it, so it will be available also in English. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no rush. I just want to be able to help promote you however possible.
I have a YouTube channel. Maybe you can use a translator, and you can hear and listen to my tutorials. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just send me a link to your YouTube channel, and I'll definitely put that in the link on ours.
Okay. Okay.
Rock on. Well, thank you both very much. We'll look forward to a chat next week.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The same time.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
All right.
Recording.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Indi and Magda. Appreciate you both coming on and having a great conversation. A lot more questions, you guys. So if you were listening to that, I know the first part of the podcast was a little difficult. We just met today, and we did not know each other before today. So I didn't really have a good flow for how I thought it was going to go. But now I know for next time, like how we're going to make it happen. So Indi, I may get rid of the first 10 minutes of the podcast, because I think after that is when we really got good at communicating with each other, on my end, at least. So just any questions that you guys have for Indi, definitely put in the comments below. And that way we have some good questions for her next week whenever she comes on. The best thing you can do for Talk Junkies, hit that like button, hit the share button. To all our junkies out there, stay fly. And as Jesse would say, ring the bell.